whatever.
I can only split my time so much.
Or
Because
that's definitely an expensive habit.
expensive, but also like time consuming. And
Yes.
like there's a level of, I know enough about comic books to like keep up my nerd cred, but mostly Spider-Man.
Okay. Like, you read Spider-Man comics?
I've read quite a few
a
of
few.
the Spider-Man comics, but I
the-
can't keep up.
That's the one I haven't gotten into yet. I mean, I love
Like, Amazing?
Spider-Man. I definitely know some stuff, but yeah, I haven't dove in. I wanted to start with the Stanley stuff, like straight from the beginning.
Yeah, it's really cheesy.
I love it. I love it so much.
But go ahead.
Sorry, the comic book I let her borrow it the other day, but the Invincible book is by Robert Kirkman, the superhero book.
Yeah, okay.
It feels like a Spider-Man story,
Well, yeah, what you were describing earlier,
but
sounds
with
like-
Superman's powers
Okay.
almost. But it's just super cool, colorful, goofy, but yet realistically scary at times or serious. It's
Right.
super cool.
Well, yeah, that's kind of always been the draw for Spider-Man, is that he's a teenage kid and he's poor.
The most relatable superhero.
And his powers are super weird and they freak him out. But he also just really wants to do good in the world, and so he does.
Yeah.
But sometimes he messes up. And like so many of the Stan Lee comics from Amazing end with Peter like walking towards like the sun, or just walking alone on a street being like, oh, my life sucks, with his hands in his pockets. Like it's really cheesy, obviously, 'cause
but
it's in the
that's
60s,
real.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the nice thing about it.
Yeah.
Like with the whole Gwen Stacy thing too, her dying.
Yeah.
I thought that was
Spoilers, jeez, how
that was
could
great.
you ruin
If
something
you
from
have
like
it, the 60s.
Yeah.
But I thought that's one of the nice things too, is it gets rid of characters.
Yeah. It's, I mean, I don't watch Game of Thrones, but like, getting rid of characters.
Neither do we.
Always, we don't watch it either.
Let's talk about music though.
Let's do
And
it.
I'm probably gonna start here with Death Cab.
Oh yes, let's go.
I know we've talked about this before, but like
I could talk about Death Cab all day, every day.
Death Cab.
I always talk to her
does, no.
about it. You say
It's
that
great.
jokingly, but I
love
really
it.
do.
Yeah. He really does.
How do you feel about Death Cab?
Me?
Yeah.
I love Death Cab. I don't
She
feel
doesn't
as
love them.
strongly.
Well, yes.
She's
You
going
can
with me to
love
see
things
them.
and not be like obsessed with them.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean, Caleb?
No,
Yeah.
I don't think that's possible for like.
For Death Cab.
Well, no, like for nerdiness.
Right.
Like the whole point of being a nerd is to know everything about a single
yes.
thing.
Okay.
exactly.
So that's not how I'm programmed.
I
I'm like good
remember
with like knowing like
when I
surface.
first discovered them, I immediately looked up every song, every album. I wanted to know all the information about the band members, and I did. I'm an expert. just
Why did
about.
you kind of pick transatlanticism from that? Like, what drew you to that over, I don't know, Plans maybe? No, I'm kidding. That's my
Songs
favorite
with
Death Cab.
chords. Songs.
Jeez.
You Can Play These Songs with Chords is my favorite Death
That's,
Cab album.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. That's a great. I love You Can Play This Song. My favorite Death Cab song is Army Corps of Architects.
Okay.
I love that song. But I've told you, Trans is the song that, or the album that makes me. It's like my security blanket. It makes me feel better about things. And
Do you listen to New Year every New Year?
yes, we did. I did. Yes.
Did you really?
We played it.
We did.
I wasn't with
there.
you. We joked about that. I have before though. But that's just my favorite album of all
Yeah.
time. I can listen to it all day, every day, anytime.
Yeah.
You know.
it's kind of weird. I was talking to a friend about this recently, but I want to hear Ben Gibbard scream.
I don't think he can.
I think he can. Like in That's Incentive, it's like kind of screaming.
I think, but I think that's the max of his vocal
Right,
range,
yeah.
though. I don't think he can go above that. It's a little yelly for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't, because I have projection problems, and I totally get that.
You should
So
change the bulb.
So I think when he tries to yell, it immediately, he just goes to head voice, and it just is
Yeah,
high,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's what I do.
Too, I mean, like with his music though, should he yell? That
No,
should be like a
Never.
There's some songs that I feel would be emotionally well served.
All right, let me tell you why you're wrong, Santiago. Please tell me which songs. I'm just kidding. I do want to know what songs, though.
yeah.
I mean, That's Incentive is one where like, yeah, he like pushes it a little bit and it's actually really cool.
Yeah. I think, too, though, that was like starting out.
Yeah.
So he was definitely just trying to figure out all
Yeah,
sorts
yeah.
of things.
Right. It was similar with like Amputations. Amputations pretty powerful.
If I ever ask him, I'm totally going to ask him these questions. Like, why don't you yell? Do you have projection problems? Anyways.
No Joy in Mudville would have some killer because it's such like a dynamic
And
song.
like the chorus, for sure.
Yeah. And so
God, that's such a good song.
yeah. And my favorite songs of People are always the really sort of drawn out emotional ones. But I can never I can't put that on a set list because you're gonna
You
just
know,
bring everybody down.
For sure. Yeah.
oh
There's
my,
a time and a place.
do it.
Right, yeah.
My set lists are nothing but the saddest thing ever.
But like you set the pace with that.
Yeah.
And so it's like here's a nice like soft guitar-y thing. It's like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
what we're here for.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't know, if I have a band, like that's already an entirely different tone.
Yeah.
For
See, I would have no idea how to have a band come play with me. that dynamic just doesn't make sense. It's definitely playing an acoustic guitar is something I've learned to love over the past couple of years. So that's like become my thing.
Right.
Totally happy with that.
Yeah.
If I ever had a drum, it'd be like very light
A drum
brushes,
and drum.
kick drums,
If you need me,
a kick
let me
drum,
know.
tom
I
drum.
don't play drums.
I mean, you had drums on your EP.
I did.
Drum-ish.
She doesn't
Yeah.
perform like that.
I
at
don't.
all.
No, and I probably never's a strong word. Probably won't play like that. Also, I hate the drums on my EP. Every time I listen to it,
Really?
I'm like, oh, why did we fucking do that?
Suck it, Caden.
It's not Caden. No,
Oh, it's not
Caden
Caden.
didn't.
Oh, okay.
It was one of Rosalind's like homies from high school. Yeah, no, but he did good too. I don't want to like
Right,
if
right.
you're listening
The
to
piano.
this, Tyler. I'm sorry.
The piano on it, that was really nice. I think that accents those songs
Yeah,
really well.
Heather Becker. You know Heather
Yeah,
Becker.
yeah.
Oh my God, she's just so talented. in
Actually, speaking
everything.
of Heather, we wrote a song together in songwriting.
Really?
That was like, I still look at that song and go, frick, this is a really good song.
Yeah,
And
you
I
guys
don't
are
know-
both so talented. I could see that just being really good.
But like, I don't know what to do with it. Should I just like ask her and be like, can I have this song?
Yes, she will
Does
say.
she sing on it?
Yes, probably.
We kind of went back and
Both
forth.
sing?
Yeah.
Yeah, ask her.
And so I don't know. It's weird because like, so
Did you-
I was in Don't Tell Dina for a little bit.
Okay.
I played bass for
What?
them. Yeah.
I had no idea. That's crazy.
And so I had helped write some songs with them, and then some songs I just like straight up completely wrote.
Do they still perform them?
No.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, once the lineup
Take
switched
those
up,
bitches.
they just
No, I'm kidding.
No, it's fine. Like they're great, and I don't have any problems with it. But yeah, there were songs that I completely wrote or like mostly wrote, and it just felt really weird to be like, can I have these?
Yeah.
Right.
And they said, yeah, like, definitely. Yeah. But it's still weird because I feel weird if I'm going to record one of those songs and be like, that's their Sean's song. Drums.
Yeah.
And that's, yeah.
For sure. I know what you
I've
mean.
always been so sensitive writing with somebody. It always feels weird. When I was talking about writing songs as being like therapy.
Yeah.
It's like I couldn't write a song for somebody.
Yeah.
But also too, like, just from where these songs come from for me emotionally, it just would feel wrong to let someone else sing or just share it. It just, I don't know.
Well, do you ever write songs from not your point of view?
No. I don't know how.
Yeah.
It's just
you do.
That's like only what I do.
Yeah.
Is write songs from other, because I can't get to the, like, anytime I try to use songwriting as therapy, they get stupid and, like, too sad, but, like, not an enjoyable sad. It's, like, not pleasant, and they fucking suck.
It's not that they're bad. I mean, she sent me a few of them.
And
it's just
bad.
that it's definitely one of those things where that's not the way she writes music. So it's like you're trying to change your
like who I am.
thing.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I don't know. It's a weird thing because I've done both, and it is really different whenever, like, you're just telling a story, and it's easier to find where the song is supposed to be because of the story.
Right.
And so, like, since this is what happens in it, I should, do this thing with the music.
Yeah.
And that makes sense. But whenever you're pulling it from yourself, it's like it has to be that much more right.
Right. Yeah. And to, like, I don't know. So I recently wrote a song called Lucy, and that's from a different perspective, but it's still about...
And I like that one.
Thank you. It was just, like, about, like, high school shit and stuff like that, but, like, relating it, I don't know. It was, like, kind of helped me cope, even though it was just nothing that I really needed coping on. But it was just a fun, like, perspective to go through. So I guess, like, I can do it. I just have to hide it in somebody else's story. Yeah.
And I mean, I've written a couple songs from different perspectives too, but still, it's like, it's still personal.
Yeah.
So I don't want to share,
Yeah.
Well, I think it's also, I think we talked about it last time, but I don't feel like I'm too young to have had stories that I think are worth sharing from my own perspective.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
And even if you are young and you still write stories from your perspective, like, those are real to you.
Yeah.
But I don't feel that way enough about myself to be able to do that. And that's what's harder, because I've kind of started writing some of that myself too, and then I kind of end up being more vague about it because I don't want to like step on someone's toes or like
Yeah. I think the annoying thing too is when someone listens to music you've written just because of the way it's written, or you say I, then that automatically means it's about you. And that's not the case ever.
Yeah.
I think an annoying thing is people think karaoke is a breakup song, and it's not. It's just about being codependent and wishing I could get over that. But it's not necessarily me wishing I could get over it. It's just about that in general. Codependency. And how it can suck. Because, like, the chorus says, I need you more, meaning I want you to be there.
Yeah.
Like, I want you to go do this with me because I can't do it by myself. Not, I need you back or something like that.
Yeah.
That's why I think he's such a good songwriter, because, like, all of his songs can just, like, he writes them, and I always have to ask, like, what is that about?
Yeah, she did that.
But,
She did that the other night.
That's what I just have to.
You're
but
great
like,
too, though.
no, stop.
You're
this isn't gonna be a thing.
Better. Catch
But
you.
he like can write about his problems or whatever, and then like karaoke. So many people think that is a breakup song because they're relating it to like shit that they've been through, and I think that's so
And
important
that's
in
good.
a song
That's fine.
to be. I don't know, just like kind of fluid with whatever, you know. I hope that made sense.
Yeah, it does. But like, it is a weird thing is once it's not yours anymore, it becomes whatever else anyone interprets.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're not gonna be just like at every, I don't know, forum post or whatever and be like, well, actually, this song
I mean,
is actually
I'm not gonna be a dickhead and be like, that's not what it's about. I hope.
Styrofoam plates isn't about
Dude.
Ben's dad.
I hope people, you know, use the songs or like the songs for their own purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think music is so much about taking what you need from it in that moment. Because, like,
Sorry.
No.
I think something that makes me a little uncomfortable about that and people thinking like karaoke was a breakup song is I don't want to be labeled as like
he only sings
the
about
sad breakup
relationships.
or the sad breakup boy. And
Hashtag sad boy.
I mean, the songs are just, they sound the way they do. That's just what I like. So that's the music I'm going to make.
And I have a hard time with that too. Like,
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad thing either.
Yeah. There's a lot of pressure is the thing. If you like write one happy song, then you have to keep that up in some way. Or there's a pressure to keep that up.
I feel that so hard.
I honestly don't feel that.
Right. Most of your songs are sad.
Yeah. And they come from like a natural place, so I feel like it doesn't.
I think the one thing that I've worked really hard to do on my own is just listen to myself more and try not to really take opinions from people. And I'm not saying I'm not open to like, you know, I'll show Keathley something if I'm like, hey, does this sound right? Like, I'm just having a problem with it. What do you think? But like, I wouldn't listen to somebody if they're like, oh, this needs to be louder, or you should try yelling. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that.
This should be more catchy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I fucking hate when people give advice like it could be
write a happy song
catchier.
for
Right.
once.
Yeah, write something catchy. Write some hooks. And I'm like, fuck, you know.
Yeah. Can you write something I can dance to?
It's like the thing everybody makes music their own way.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's not, I feel like that's not something that's stressed enough.
Right. But it's hard because you ever listen to The National?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So like every National song is like a transatlanticism type of emotional weight.
Yes.
And that's admittedly exhausting.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a reason why we sort of try and balance out that, like, all right, here's sort of one slow, dark song, and then let me contrast that with, like, something a little bit more moving or brighter or something.
Yes.
Because it's exhausting to just, like,
Just almost
punch
like
you in the face.
it's almost like you're
all
making the
the
same thing too.
Yeah.
One band I really love is the Decemberists because they are
too.
that emotional band, but they do it in a quirky way.
Yeah.
But then there are songs that sound really
like dancey.
dancey and like fun,
Especially when they're new.
but then it's like a bummer.
Yeah.
But the one thing I really love about them is they've maintained a Decemberist sound and have definitely over the years added new things. Like on their last record, they have like synthesizers and they're changing things up just a bit, but it still sounds like a Decemberist record, which is cool.
One of my favorite bands is Brand New, And
Yes.
similar thing. I love Brand New. They're my second favorite band. But like I can only listen to Brand New for so long before I like I have to take a step outside and breathe.
I became a fan of Brand New at a time where I was listening to them so much. I was listening to Deja and Tindu, and then Devil and God. Yes, are raging inside me. It's so hard to listen to those albums now.
Because of where you were then?
Yes.
Yeah.
And like just listening to them and feeling the rage behind all of it. Like it's hard. It's emotionally taxing.
Yes. And
those are violent albums.
All of Devil and God is
nothing but fuck this.
Yeah.
Each song, it just gets worse and worse.
Yeah.
I will say one of the best lines though, I love Handcuffs because I love that line.
It just
that
might be the I would drown all these crying babies if I knew that their mothers wouldn't cry. I'd hold them down and I'd squeeze real soft and let a piece of myself die.
Like, who the fuck
that
writes
is the darkest fucking thing
who the fuck writes
I've ever heard.
At the same time, like, this dude's a lyrical genius.
Yeah, he is. Probably my favorite lyricist ever.
Yeah.
But what the fuck?
It's aggressive.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, it's because of course he doesn't mean it. But it's like, what's that a metaphor for? No, I'm kidding.
I mean, do you know the thing that happened with Brand New?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so listening to Me versus Maradona versus Elvis.
Now.
Yeah.
Listening to it, I'm
so fucked.
Oh, so where
that song is fucked.
Where are you on that? How do you feel about Jesse Lacey now?
So that actually goes into a broader sort of moral thing, in that I think he made mistakes in his past and he's been in a dark place for a long time. But by the time that resurfaced, he had already done the things in his life to try and make up for it.
Yeah.
Like, he went to therapy, he told his wife, he had been doing the thing for years at that point.
Yeah.
And then it resurfaced and people are like, you're this terrible. So
I think
to sort of briefly explain for people that don't know, it's like he at some point around the time of Deja, what year was that?
It was a little bit before. That was like 2004, 2005.
Okay.
I think it was before.
Yeah, a little bit around then. He would solicit underage, like teenage girls, for like nude pictures and sort of emotionally manipulate them. Yeah. So that's pretty fucked up.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm not justifying that in any way. But it resurfaced like in 2016, whenever Science Fiction came out.
20
was that
17?
Whatever.
17. Sorry.
All these years are blending together.
Yeah.
But it resurfaced whenever Science Fiction came out, and so Brand New kind of just fell off the face of the earth once everybody kind of turned on them. And so I think, and this is the reason why it goes back to this like broader philosophical moral thing, is that I think he's done what he needs to do to be forgiven.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like he's human. He's made mistakes.
Yeah.
He's not a bad person. I don't think all these videos of kids bitching about it are going to help. You know what I mean? It's definitely not fair that my favorite albums are a little bit soiled because of this.
Sure.
And have made me feel a little bit weird about a man who has been my hero since I was 16.
Yeah.
So, but at the same time, I cannot blame him, and it's none of my business. I have to. The thing that makes me appreciate him is the music that he makes, so I can't let that get in the way. But when I mean I can't blame him, I mean, of course he did a bad thing.
Yeah.
But I mean I can't do anything about it. But definitely bitching about it's not going to help either.
But it's like
it just sucks.
It does change the meaning of some songs.
It definitely
and
does.
So
yeah.
I will lie awake, lie for fun, and fake the way I hold you. Let you fall for every empty word I say.
Yeah.
Is really awful.
Yikes.
Knowing the truth years later.
But all I can do now is hope that he's doing all right.
Yeah.
And forgive him.
Yeah.
Is he still making music? Sorry, I've
no, they retired last year.
I mean, I don't know if they've retired. They've just not done anything.
Gotcha.
They canceled their tour.
Gotcha.
He said they were done in 2018.
Oof.
So like once Science Fiction came out, they were touring and that was it. They were done. But I guess they had to end
Mm-hmm.
Did he
earlier
just
than
go
expected.
crazy? I'm so sorry.
No, I don't think.
No, he had, again, it happened like so long ago. He'd gone to therapy. He told his wife about it. He has
I think
kids,
the important thing
cool.
is that he understood what he did at the time and decided to fix it.
Yeah.
It just kind of sucks that it had to come out so many years later.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, nobody's going to pay attention to the fact that he's did everything in his power to make up for it.
Yeah.
But people make mistakes.
Yeah. But like what can someone do to be forgiven?
Right.
How does redemption how does one find redemption?
Yeah.
I feel like some people just like to stay mad. And of course, like, I don't know.
But
No.
Yeah, you know, when people started to become exploited for the shit they did that nobody knew about, like with Kevin Spacey,
Right?
And the governor who used to be an SNL member.
Sure.
But anyways, yeah, that sucks, and of course that makes people's perspectives change on them.
Right.
But I think, I don't know.
So the thing too with like Kevin Spacey, I've thought about this a lot. The thing with like Kevin Spacey is that whenever that came out, his apology didn't feel genuine.
Yeah.
And so it was like, yeah, that was a long time ago. I did that. Y'all know I'm gay.
Yeah.
So cool.
I think
like that didn't. It doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Being such a big fan of Brand New, I just felt like it kind of hurt more and somehow I wanted to feel like it wasn't true. I didn't want to believe it, but I just got to try to move on. You know?
I still love Brand New.
Still
like
love music. Yeah, same.
Science Fiction is a wonderful album.
I think it's a great album. Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Would it have been different if, I guess more on the Kevin Spacey thing, if Kevin Spacey had been like, wow, that did happen and I'm so sorry and I've been doing everything in my power, like I don't drink anymore and I've done all these things and actually I've been secretly gay like this entire time, but like, I've been trying to work through this thing.
Sounds like an
time.
excuse.
And like,
Yeah.
but like, if he had done the work, what else can he do?
Yeah.
Like, he didn't do the work, obviously.
No,
but had he,
not.
Would we be able to forgive
Could you
him?
forgive somebody?
Yeah.
I mean, if Hitler had done the work, could you have forgiven him?
I could, but I'm insane. I'm very hard with my rules, and so I think that like forgiveness is very important, but killing is a hard no.
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, would you go in the past and kill Hitler and stop that from happening? No, I can't do that.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if that... I mean, there's just no point in saying if you could go back. I mean, it happened.
It's hypothetical, yeah.
For
But
sure.
I feel like if there's an opportunity to prevent something like that, I feel like the right thing to do would to be to prevent that. You know what I mean?
Speaking on like
Go
a
ahead.
hypothetically
Yeah.
thingy though, is like I kind of have the mentality that everything happens for a reason, and so I feel like if like you did have an opportunity to like kill Hitler baby, like what would the
But-
world be now?
Yeah, and of course the thing people would focus on with that is that it's a baby. So that seems terrible, but
Yeah.
saving so many lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, like, are you familiar with the trolley problem?
I don't think I am.
No.
The trolley problem is a classic moral conundrum, which is you're on this train or trolley, and there's one person, or there's like 5 people on the tracks in front of you, and you can pull a lever and have the train go off to the side, and there's one person on the tracks over there. So do you pull the lever to save 5 people's lives, but only kill one person?
You for sure pull the lever, right? Wait, well,
So
are the 5
there's
people
different-
nice? Are they cute? No, I'm kidding. That was
There's different moral implications with the answer that you choose.
Yeah.
yeah.
So again, it's weird because it kind of runs contrary to my morals in the apparent sense, but the like right answer is not touching the lever for me,
Yeah.
because like had I not been there,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to stop it. And I can't get the one person's consent to sacrifice their life
Right.
for the 5 other people. And
Yeah.
I'm not responsible for that person's life. So I can't make the decision to sacrifice that person.
Yeah.
And that's weird.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Sure.
It sucks. And I don't like, I'm unhappy with it. And there's no good answer to it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you try to stop the train. Like, that's not the point of the conundrum.
You're right. Yeah.
Obviously, if I was in that situation, I would try to stop the train.
yeah.
But like, that's what the implications are.
Damn.
You look like you were about to say something.
Oh no, I mean that's a
What would you do, Caleb?
that's a tough situation to be in. But personally, this is just how my brain works. I think of it as I would. Well, I don't know. Nobody really knows until you're in the situation.
Right, yeah.
But I guess
Get a trolley and 6
for
people. and
this-
go.
I think it's almost kill the one person to save the other 5 people's lives because, you know, in a war, you want to, not saying that this is war, but just in a war, you want to come back with as many people as you
Yeah, yeah.
can.
Right.
So why just make it easy and kill everyone and then only bring back a couple people? So,
Right.
Yeah.
And it's a perfectly valid answer. You want
Yeah.
to save as many people as possible. So
But I get what you're saying too.
Right,
That's why
yeah,
it's
no,
such a
but-
mind fuck that like it would have had the 5 people would have died if you hadn't been there. So like you're kind of playing God in that situation. So like not doing nothing kind of I guess is I wouldn't say there's no
I
good
don't
option.
want
No, there's no good
I don't want
option, that's the
anybody to die.
Yeah.
though.
Right.
Somebody's gonna listen to this and be like, I'm
Caleb
not
is
hanging
such a
out with
Right.
them.
monster.
Okay, listener, if you're, morally judging Caleb and I for giving answers at all, you answer the question. See how you feel about it.
But we're human. This
Yeah,
is what
exactly.
we do.
Yeah.
Discuss things.
And that's the thing, is that the point of a thought experiment is not what you would actually do in that situation. The point of the thought experiment is to look at
All the
Make you
angles.
feel-
look at what is implied in that. And so for me, the rule is still hard, as in don't kill, which means I can't make the active decision to kill.
Yeah. If there's any way to stop the train, though,
Exactly. Exactly. And so
Let's
once you put
do
that
that.
situation in real life, then it's I
Let's
have to
stop-
do everything in my
yeah,
power
just
to
stop
stop the
the
train.
train.
And it's not even
if
about
it
the lever
comes
anymore.
down to it,
Yeah.
I have to kill the one person if I can't stop
Sure.
the train.
Yeah.
But and that's the thing, real life has actual variables rather than
Yeah.
just these are your only two options. Real life is more complex than that.
I think I'm
There's
just gonna stay
probably
home and not
Yeah,
take any
right.
there's
trains.
probably a way to stop the train.
Never ride a train.
Yeah.
again.
You can yell at them or yell at someone else to be like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
run off the track or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a variation on the trolley problem that's really stupid, which is like you're not on the train, but there's like a fat man in front of you, and if you push the fat man in front, onto the tracks, then he'll stop the train. And so it's like, I don't know why the thought experiment expanded to no one's so fat that they can stop a train, but
If this is a science fiction
Yeah,
experiment
yeah.
now, then I'm just gonna make the train fly
Kingpin
away.
from Into the Spider-Verse fat. Have you
Oh.
seen?
Yeah.
He a large
Big guy.
man. But
He
I'm
could
sure he
definitely
could
stop
stop
a
the
he
train.
could definitely stop a train.
Yeah.
But I don't like that variation of the trolley problem because it's stupid.
Yeah.
But yes, real life has actual variables in it. And so
Yeah.
I think the better answer is no matter what happens, there's some other option.
Sure.
Don't just think that these are your only options.
Kill somebody.
Yeah. Especially if you're in a dark place or something, you're like, do I kill myself or do I just
See if you can
have
get
a
out.
terrible life? And it's
What?
having a terrible life isn't your only option there.
Yeah.
But whenever you're in that, that's
Kind of the
what
only
it
two
feels
options.
like your only options are.
Yeah.
For sure.
But so just zoom out a little bit more, and it's instead of just pulling the lever or not pulling the lever, let's try to stop the train.
A scenario like that I've kind of thought of for myself over the years was what happens if you're stranded in the middle of the ocean with just a life jacket on. Do you kill yourself or wait for a ship to come because they're so what if a shark comes or anything could come and get you. That's a very difficult situation to be in. So what do you do?
Yeah. What do you feel?
I honestly don't know. Being in water when you can't really look around at what's going on, that's terrifying.
God.
I don't know.
Maddie, do you have a?
Too much.
I would never be in that situation because fuck water. I hate
Fuck
open water so much.
Open
So
water
it's
skating.
my biggest fear. Whales, too fucking big.
Yeah, I mean,
I would be so happy though to know that that was a whale and not a shark.
Right?
yeah,
Are whales friendly? Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, but the thing is, it's they're so big that even if they're friendly, they never attack you.
right.
But it could sneeze or something and just fuck you up.
Fucking- Yeah.
Oh,
Damn.
jeez.
Because
So,
they're
I
so
mean,
big.
Yeah,
Because whales are too big.
I don't know if whales sneeze. I don't know how that
Do
works.
they? The little hole in
Yeah,
their
would they
head?
sneeze out the blowhole then?
Just
For sure.
thinking about this is making me feel weird. Don't go on a cruise ship.
Right. Why are those a thing? Why do you need? We have airplanes now. Just stop boating altogether.
Couple podcasts ago, I had a friend on who's a trombone player. He just got a gig playing on a cruise ship. Yeah. So
Those are so scary.
Yeah. My dad was like, "Why don't you do that?" And I'm just like,
Can-
"Have you seen the Titanic?"
Are cruise ships so big though that you can't get motion sickness, or can you still feel the rocking?
if it's bad enough, I've never been on a cruise ship. I can't leave the country. But
You can't leave the
What?
country.
that
Answer
We'll get to
this,
that
and we'll come
here in a
back to
sec.
that.
Let me
Are
answer
you
your
a
cruise ship
criminal?
question.
He has like multiple warrants out.
But yeah, if the waves are big enough, like you still feel the ocean's pretty big, no matter how big your cruise ship
Okay.
is. You'll still
Yeah,
feel
that would make me
some rock.
nauseous.
No, so I was born in Venezuela.
And you stole the diamond.
I knew that.
Um,
No, I knew
I
that.
was born in Venezuela, and came here whenever I was the day I turned 6, and so, my tiny 6-year-old passport from Venezuela is not a valid document, especially considering that Venezuela is Venezuela right now.
Right.
But also, I'm here, and I'm not a citizen. So
Will you ever? Are you gonna like ever try and get your citizenship, or like no?
I'm getting married this year.
Oh, boom. That fixes that.
I was gonna ask you about that whenever you were heating up your mac and cheese, but
Wait, so can you just get a new passport eventually?
No,
Never?
because so the process, and this is the thing. It's like I don't blame you guys for not knowing. So like the process is you can't just become a citizen. It doesn't work that way. There's no path to citizenship.
Yeah.
It's if you're like you can be Albert Einstein, and the U.S. is like, sure, you can have a green card. Green card is interchangeable with permanent residence.
Yeah.
You can be Albert Einstein, and the U.S. will be like, yes, you have value to us. You can definitely come into the country. Or you can be like, you know, a Nobel Prize winning doctor or whatever. Or just like be a doctor. That's another step down. You have valuable skills
Right.
that the country can use. So cool, you're welcome here. And then there's like less skills, but you know what? You're pretty cool. And if a company wants to apply for you to get a green card, then they will do that. But they also have to screen any other available American people before they can give you that job,
Yeah.
because America first is the priority.
Yeah.
And then
Sorry.
and then there's just like unskilled laborers, which is like you're probably not getting it.
Yeah.
And then another way of getting a green card is what permanent residence is. It's like it's a card that says you can stay here indefinitely. You can't vote. You're not a citizen, but you can stay here
Right.
legally. But it's already really hard to get that. And so another way of doing that is if your spouse is a citizen, then they can apply for you to have a green card. Or if your parents are non-citizens but you are, then you can apply for your parents.
Do you think you'll have your new wife do that?
That is the process that should happen.
Oh, cool.
Nice. Yeah.
Well, I hope you get to leave the country
Yeah.
someday.
Will you? I have no idea how
Go for
green
it.
cards work. I'm so sorry. Will you be able to leave the country after that?
No.
Oh shit.
Because even though I will be legally in the U.S.,
Yeah.
I'm on DACA right now. Even though I will be legally in the U.S., I still like my passport has to be from a country of citizenship.
Gotcha.
but I can't get a passport from Venezuela. One, because of the fucked up state that it's in. Two, because I left there whenever I was 6.
So you have to get it from Venezuela.
Like, yeah. So
Yeah.
I'd have to, like I can't leave the country because I don't have a valid passport.
Yeah.
I have to have a passport from Venezuela.
Yeah.
But I essentially don't exist in Venezuela.
Damn.
So the only way that I can get a passport is by becoming a citizen and getting an American passport.
Yeah.
But that'll take
Forever.
some years.
Yeah. Well,
You know what though?
hope it happens.
America's great.
Don't leave. It's
Don't
fine.
leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the I don't blame people for not knowing that process.
Yeah.
But if more people knew that that's the thing, they'd be like, "Oh, that's really hard.
Yeah.
We should
Yeah.
probably
Fix it.
fix that."
Right?
Cuz I've been here since 2001.
Yeah.
I'm more American than I am Venezuelan.
Yeah.
So there's not like I'm not trying to be a communist trying to enforce Venezuelan rule
Yeah.
in the United States. I'm not some like sleeper agent or something.
I don't
That's
believe
not
you.
possible. So I mean, if more people that are like me that came here at a very young age, like all of the people that DACA applies to, if there was a way for them to become permanent residents, and then once you're a permanent resident for a certain amount of years, then you can apply for citizenship. But there's no path there.
Gotcha.
You can't just come into the country and be like, "Can I be here?"
Yeah. That
You have to have a
sucks.
reason, and you have to be good enough.
That's shitty that the process is
Yeah.
so long. Plus, they
Yeah.
fuck with you about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Americans first.
like,
foreigners
once
later.
I-
That's fucked up.
once I start applying for a green card, I'll have to go to like a doctor checkup,
Yeah.
and if I have cancer or something, they're like, "No green card for you, dude."
What the
That's
fuck?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
because it's like,
My
no, you can't be
God.
sick. Like,
That's crazy.
you're not bringing any value
If
into
you're
the
not
country
healthy,
if
you're
we
not
let you in.
American.
Yeah, you're just gonna die. You're gonna
That's
be
stupid.
Yeah. Well, it's not like if you're not healthy, you're not American. Like, it's just you're not gonna contribute anything to the
you
country.
might die soon, so why are we gonna do
Yeah,
all
why are we
this
gonna let you in
anyways?
here?
No.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
But I mean, I understand. Like, I understand why in a weird way.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it, but
Right.
yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Well, I hope it gets better.
It's fine.
It just costs some money,
Yeah.
like some thousands, but it's fine.
My goodness.
Too much.
Can you drive?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That was probably everyone listening is probably like dumb. Fuck.
No,
of course he
It's
can
not a
drive.
dumb question.
Okay.
Well, actually, I guess I can statute of limitations and blah blah blah. But like, whenever I first started going to college, I didn't have a driver's license because it was before I had DACA.
Yeah.
And so I would just drive to Edmond every day, like without a license. And that's why I drive like a grandma. I drive the speed limit all the time, no
Good.
exceptions.
Ugh.
Keep it up.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I've had too many speeding tickets.
No shit.
But I
I'm
mean,
kidding. I
it's a
You
know.
great way
wouldn't
to
know.
it's a great way to learn because, like, if you get pulled over, you
Yeah.
either go to jail or they just
I used to
take my car or
I used to
Maybe
drive.
you'll meet a nice
I used to
person.
drive without a license. I'm well aware of taking precautions so that you don't get pulled over.
yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness, am I
It's
the only
fine.
one who's like never done that? I've never driven without a license. Like, yep.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, you can like forget your license or something, like
Yeah.
in your wallet or something.
Yeah, I feel like I've done that before.
I feel like when you do that though, I feel like I'm gonna get a speeding ticket automatically. Just of course it's not gonna be
It's
my
like,
day.
woo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, that's why I keep my license like on my phone case.
Yeah, same.
same.
I'm not gonna forget my phone,
Yeah.
so I got it.
This is gonna sound bad, but ever since I turned 21, I never forget my license because you never know when an opportunity
That's
will
like the only way
arise.
we can get in anywhere.
Yeah.
is with our license.
Really?
Right.
You got like a beard
I mean,
that
but
hides the baby face.
people still ID me for stuff. I will say I don't get ID as much though.
As much as I do.
But if I'm with this one, then yeah.
You rascals. You're not a day over 16.
Right.
I'm 21, I promise.
Well, I mean, I don't even drink, so I don't like getting carded just so I can be like, can I have a
Like
water?
going somewhere. Yeah.
Right.
But it's a weird thing. This is something I've been interfacing with a lot recently. I've been trying to go to like more open mics and stuff.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But like, I don't like bar culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go ahead.
No, you go.
I was just gonna say I kind of like bar culture. I can handle drunk people pretty well on stage. Not
You're right.
not on stage,
Right.
but on stage I'm like, let's go. This is fun.
Yeah, I don't like bar culture either. Because it just sucks when people get all fucked up. Then they're just complete pieces of shit. So,
Yeah.
but I do. I mean, there's a bar I go to a lot that has become a safe environment because I've become friends with the people that work there and like regulars. So luckily I've found that. But I don't like going to a lot of bars
Yeah.
because it is weird and uncomfortable and.
First time on New Year's, I went with my brother and his girlfriend, and Sable was with me, and so we both don't drink.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And so we were just like, all right, not for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Two bars aren't that fun sober. Like, everyone's just kind of an asshole.
It's not fun dealing with people sober.
when you're not on their level. Yeah.
But are bars that fun when you're drunk?
Some of them.
I mean, if you drink, let loose a little bit. I'm not talking about you're just
We're also super introverted, so alcohol
Yeah.
helps loosen that up
loosen
a
us
little
up.
bit.
But we're not alcoholics
Yeah,
by
no.
any
That's fine.
means. But no, we do not get fucked up.
I don't want. That's the other thing. Like, I don't like that me not drinking makes people uncomfortable,
No.
or that they go,
That's
"Oh,
not-
why don't you
that's not
drink?" Like
weird at
blah
all.
blah blah.
I am curious
Right.
why. If you
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't mind the question.
okay, cool.
My brother did the same thing whenever on New Year's.
Right.
And he felt weird about it too.
Yeah.
But so one, I think the major one is that like I don't need to. As like I don't want that to sound shitty, but like if I need to lose inhibition, I'll just tell myself to do it. Whenever I go to concerts and I enjoy like dancing and moving with the music,
Right.
I don't need a drink to get me to start moving.
Cool.
Whenever color music played, were you there? Ivy there?
no, he had a
No,
gig.
I
That was-
played
That was
Yeah.
a great.
played somewhere.
Well, I'm glad y'all had a gig because that's a valid excuse.
I'm
Right.
a little pissed though that I didn't make it, but
It was a cool
But
gig.
like I was near the front of the stage and I was like dancing quite a bit.
yeah.
And I don't drink or anything. It was a fun show. Like,
yeah.
go ahead.
Sorry, speaking about dancing at concerts, I don't. I get it almost makes me feel really uncomfortable because there's just so many people stuck so close together.
Yeah.
I just feel invaded. But I will say I saw Brand New with Circa Survive at the Diamond Ballroom in 2015. That
I
was
think
the
I was there.
first time ever. I started freaking out. I was jumping, screaming.
Dude.
I let loose.
I think I was there because that show, the audience became an ocean whenever Brand New started playing.
Yes.
And so it's like everyone just squeezed forward and then it came back.
It was incredible.
It was an actual ocean.
That was an amazing
weird.
show.
Yeah. Probably my favorite show.
Yeah. I wish I could let loose more, though. When Death Cab comes, I'm going to be
The
freaking out.
loosest.
Yeah. But I mean, how hard can you really dance to Death Cab?
I can bob like a motherfucker,
Yeah.
Santiago.
Like
Yeah,
a
just, you know,
motherfucker.
move your head. Not head banging, but just move your head, you know.
Yeah.
But I do wish I could get a little more comfortable and sing along and stuff.
Yeah. But like, so that's my main thing is that I
You don't.
don't
it.
need alcohol to
Yes.
let go.
Right.
If I want to make the decision, then I will.
Yeah.
And it's great. And whenever I do so, whenever I do shows and I have some really emotional songs, I just go into the character of that or go and feel the emotion of that and just perform
Yeah.
Right.
that. So like my tagline thing on all my social media, the last thing that I have on there is performer, which is different from being like a songwriter, because I am a songwriter, but I'm also a performer.
Yeah.
And so performance is a thing that it's theater. We're acting.
Yeah.
Even if you're being genuinely you're still making decisions to be on stage in this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's part of the performance, deciding to lean into that or not. And what really makes a really good performance is whenever you do lean in as much as possible, because then you really feel the music for yourself and for the audience.
Yeah.
How do you lean in?
Hmm?
How do you lean in? How do you
Yeah.
give in?
How
and-
do you have that like
move
self-control
around?
to be like,
'Cause
I'm just gonna do it. I'm
I've
just
definitely
gonna
gotten more comfortable on
Mm-hmm.
stage, but I'm not really sure if I'm
Right.
doing the best I
I
can.
think it's like trusting the music. The one of the songs that I always feel like skeptical about performing is a song called "The Vicious Cycle." It's a story that it's about a drug addict who is kind of realizing that he's destroying the lives of his family and himself. And so as the song sort of moves on, it gets more and more powerful. And I repeat the line over and over again, tell me if this hurts you. And so I don't like half-assing that song because
Yeah.
it isn't the song. And so I have to push through it. And so the song sort of makes me perform.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's, you know, it's really freaking sad and emotional. And so
Yeah.
I'm sort of, I feel weird about performing the song in general because of that, because it's a really dark song. But if I do a really dark song and half-ass it, it makes it even worse. Because it's like, oh, here I am doing a really sad song, but I'm also like not leaning all the way into it. And so it's like, I brought the audience down in two different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so people are more willing to engage with something that emotional if you are open to the emotion.
Yeah.
But yeah, like trusting the music. And so I don't know how much you guys do this, but whenever I'm listening to a song that I love, I can be like screaming it in the car or whatever and like being as big as possible.
Right.
And so the more willing you can be to do that with your own songs, fulfilling the true emotional like maximum that a song is, that is the truest version of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
He's great at it. He acts like he's not a performer, but every time he gets on stage, he's like in it.
She does the same thing. She does too.
No, I'm like a bad performer.
No, she's good at it. One thing I've gotten
You're both really good.
better.
Stop it.
Thank you, too kind. One thing I've gotten better at though is opening my eyes. I really like to look around.
I
can't.
suck
Super
at
cool.
looking at the audience.
Yes.
I
would keep my eyes closed the whole time, but it eventually became like I was forcing them closed, so it just became uncomfortable. Sometimes I do because of the song, but yeah, now I can just look around. It's kind of cool. I feel better. I feel like I own the room.
Mm-hmm.
Not me.
Yeah, it's hard because like again the emotional exposure, and so it is easier for me to like go into like that character if I'm not looking someone in the face as they're judging me going into that character.
Right.
Yeah.
And so usually I go kind of up like slightly above their heads.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So if my eyes are open, or
I
I'll
do
just
too. I don't
close
really
my eyes.
look at anybody, but I don't know. When I sit down when I play. For those of you that don't know, I just feel as soon as I sit down, I'm in my own world. I'm where I get to exist, and that's all I need. It doesn't really matter whether people are looking at me or not.
I just close my eyes.
Yeah.
Most of the time, though, I do that because I write so many songs about my family, and my family always comes to my shows.
Yeah.
And so, like, if
Doesn't
I
wanna look at
make
it.
eye contact, done.
Yeah,
Gonna
that's-
cry. Even if it's, like, not about important shit. Done for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because you wouldn't have written the song if it wasn't powerful to you.
Right.
And so looking the source in the face,
Yeah.
it's pretty
It's a
hard.
hard pass. Not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although if there is someone with like a nice camera, like do make a point to like
Yeah. Look at them every once in a while.
Hey,
Yeah.
take a picture right now.
Yeah.
Because that's my Facebook profile picture.
Right.
Anyways, to finish answering what that's the biggest reason I don't drink, because I can convince myself
That's good.
to
You're
let go.
responsible.
Yeah.
There needs to be more people like you.
Right.
And then there's like the lame reason, which is like I'm poor and
No,
alcohol's
drinking's
expensive.
Fucking
Yeah.
expensive.
Uh,
So when we go, it's like a beer or two, and that's
Yeah.
it.
You
Yeah,
get
but a
That's
beer
like
or
10
two is still like
bucks,
$10.
and we're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And depending on the bar, it's like, here, I'll just have a water. And it's like, all right,
Yeah.
$3. Okay.
For water,
Yeah.
you're going.
I've
to the
never
wrong
paid $3
bar.
for a
That's
water.
crazy.
I
You're
paid
going to the
$2 for a water.
You're going to the wrong bar.
You can just get it for free.
It was a water bottle.
Oh, okay. See, the
That's-
plastic makes all the
Can I get this in a glass so it's free?
Yeah. No. But so yeah, I'm poor, so I don't want to have to spend money. But then I also feel the pressure at a bar whenever constantly they're like, "Hey, tip the bartender."
Yeah.
It's like, I
Yeah.
didn't buy anything. I don't like that you're doing a service for me and I don't get to pay you back for it, but also I don't want to have to pay for this thing. I didn't really
participate in.
Yeah.
need
Yeah.
your service per se.
Yeah. I brought
So-
my own.
Yeah. So I don't like the pressure of being told like, "Hey, spend money."
Yeah.
I'm drinking water. I'm not spending money. That's the
Right.
point.
I hate that. 'Cause then they give you weird looks and stuff. And it's like,
Yeah,
just leave
and
me
it makes me
alone.
feel really shitty because it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I do appreciate your service. I'm glad you're here. You're making this whole place feel a lot better. But
Yeah.
also, I don't have money to give you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that.
And then like the logistical, like transportation and all of that
It's
mess.
dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, you can definitely drive with, like one drink in you and stuff, and like,
Yeah.
cool. But like, not everyone just has 1 or 2 drinks.
That's why I stay at my bar, because I can just walk back.
Right. And so, yeah, there's things like Uber and Lyft and stuff, but that also costs money. And so it's like,
Yeah.
if you go to a bar, spend, $20 on drinks, and then spend $10 more on an Uber.
Do those
Right.
trolleys, by the way, cost money?
I think they do now.
They do now. For the first couple
do
weeks that they had the
now.
trolley, it was free. But yeah,
There should just be
We should go
free
ride those
public
ones.
transportation for like situations like that, just
Yeah.
safety.
Yeah,
but we're in Oklahoma.
And
you're right.
the man sucks.
Yeah.
The man sucks.
that would be socialism. So we can't have that.
No. The fuck.
Yeah.
There is also like the low key. I don't know what kind of drunk I would be, and
You've never been drunk at
No.
all? Okay. Gotcha.
I don't drink.
Right.
And like I've had sips, but I've
Yeah.
never.
I didn't know if it was just like a
If I had a
choice
problem
that
with it
you
or-
No.
Yeah.
No. I never thought you
I would
had
be
a
comfortable
problem.
with that too. Like
I was kind of worried that you might have like a health problem, like your liver or something couldn't take it. And I was like, Santiago, no.
no, I'm all right. Like I just
Yeah. And also I didn't know if you had like experimented with alcohol before and then just decided that like you didn't like who you were or something like that.
I am open to doing psychedelics. But,
So you'll
yeah.
do psychedelics, but you won't
We've
do shots.
I've never-
about this earlier.
We
I've never
were talking about
done
that earlier.
any psychedelics, but I'm open to doing them.
So are we.
Yeah.
Because like I would be all like scientific about it though, and so I have a list of requirements. 1, my fiance has to approve it. 2, I need someone there that has to be sober. I need to be in a safe environment, and I want to like
that's
write it
I
down.
have the same list.
Yeah.
Minus the fiance.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, someone being there sober so that you have a spotter to be like. I like calling it spotter because it's whenever you're lifting weights, like
Yeah.
I don't lift weights, but whenever you're lifting weights, having someone there to be like, "Hey, I can't do this," and they're like, "Okay, here." It's a good, safe thing.
Yeah.
And so having a sober person to be like, "All right, don't pick up the scissors. Like,
Right.
we're good."
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you're gonna do psychedelics, have a spotter
That's the
so you
Good
don't do anything
advice.
stupid.
good advice
Also, I
for
feel
you
like-
listeners.
Especially if you were to do something like that in a public place, that would be so like you would have a bad trip for sure.
Yeah.
Or at least
It's
like
overwhelming.
I feel like we're on the same level. I think we would have a bad trip if we ever.
Camping.
Yeah.
In nature,
Beautiful
is a great way to do
music.
it. Not near any like cliffs or
Bears.
waterfalls or anything.
Don't play brand new when
Yeah.
you trip. That would be
That's
scary.
asking for a.
You will see the devil.
Yeah.
Oh
I don't know
my
about the
gosh.
devil. You'll see yourself in the worst way possible.
That would be
Ugh.
so sad.
Yes.
Oh, I started listening to Transatlanticism
Yeah. that'd be pretty good.
doing
Yeah.
that or Godspeed You Black Emperor.
Yes.
You haven't heard of Godspeed
You would love them,
Santiago?
Santiago. I'm pretty sure.
Listen to Godspeed You Black Emperor. They're incredible. They're like they're from Canada, but they're like a post-rock band, but they're incredibly cinematic.
Okay.
And
Like,
it's just
incredibly
Cool.
sonic landscapes of emotion you never knew you had.
The best time you can listen to that, it's a long title. It's like Raise Your Hands
Lift
Up.
your
Yeah.
skinny fists like antennas to heaven
Yeah.
is the name
So
of
the
the record.
best time you can listen to that is driving on like a rainy day by yourself and just
or
like
just anytime.
you're in it. Or anytime.
It's so good.
Fuck you. No, I'm kidding.
Listen to it. It's really good.
Yeah.
Oh. One last thing is that how do you want people to listen to your music?
You go first.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, my music's pretty lighthearted and quirky, so quirky's a strong word, but mm, probably just when they're like ready for something that they don't have to think about too hard. I feel like you don't have to think whenever you're listening to my songs. So,
I think you're not being fair to yourself.
I don't know. Maybe just whenever you're, I mean, like, inebriated, whatever. Probably, I don't write for that, though. I feel like, you know, like people like Mac DeMarco.
Fun. It's fun music.
For sure writes
to put
for
you in a
people
good
who are
mood.
high. But, like,
Her music's to put you in a good mood. So just listen to it for fun.
Yeah.
exactly. Okay, somebody else
amazing.
go.
I would like my music to be listened to as if it were like a safe space. You should listen. I hope people will just listen to it because they like it for fun. Like, you don't need a special occasion, but it should. I hope it comes off that this is a safe space where you can feel and work out things that you struggle with, but also it's just good to relax too. I mean, I've gotten a lot of it's chill, but I don't like to use that
Kind of, I
description.
feel like what he writes for is he wants somebody to feel the same way about his stuff as he does for transatlanticism. Like, I think
Well,
that
sure.
it's not like a negative thing.
I always had this idea that for if hopefully more people come and see me live, it could be like a sharing circle where we're all coming to hang out and there's no stress. It's just to be there for each other and to be there for whatever you want and leave the bullshit outside of the venue.
Yeah.
So that's how I would like people to think about the music.
Yeah.
What about you?
I want people to know the lyrics in whatever way in which they find them. And so it's like
need to know
I
them. Right.
on like my demo on Bandcamp has all of the lyrics there.
That's
A
great
but like so
answer.
I want people to understand at least what I'm saying,
Yeah.
that what the story is.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling stories, I'm telling sort of emotions or whatever it is. And then where like so first understand what it is, then enjoy what it is.
Yeah.
And so here's a story that is musical in its presentation. So enjoy how the music tells the story, how the music adds to the story, how the story wouldn't be the same without the music, all of that.
Yeah.
To be able to feel and understand the songs.
Right.
And yeah, like I don't necessarily write music for fun. I don't think that's a bad thing. To write music for fun, but like I don't write music for fun. I'm an artist. I'm making art.
Yeah.
And so I want it to be appreciated as a work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so something that I enjoyed doing in our last Power Cycle concert, I had 2 songs that had lyrics. Well, it was a song and then a sort of musical poem in a way. There was music and I said a poem over it.
Oh,
So like
cool.
rapping. No, I'm kidding.
I have done a rap song.
Yes.
More than one rap song.
Let's go.
But I liked that I was able to have the lyrics available for the audience so that they, whenever you go to like concerts like that, it's everyone's sitting down and kind of just like kind of waiting. And so even as the music is happening, you're just kind of like, what else do I do? It's rude to look at my phone, so I'm going to look at the program like 20 million times.
Right. Yeah.
But whenever you have the lyrics with you in the program notes or whatever, you get to process the music is. And so I really liked having the lyrics for the audience there so that they could understand what I was trying to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a really nice thing.
Yes.
So I'm making art, so I want it to be understood.
I
Yeah.
want everybody to appreciate anything like what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's important.
Yeah. And the other thing is like, listen to music however you want.
Yeah.
If it's
Yeah.
on in the background, great.
Right. Yeah. I just want to be on somebody's playlist, though. Like, too.
I was.
I know you
It was
were.
exciting. Anyway,
Jarvix is a great person.
Shout out to
that
Jarvix. He really
shout
is.
out. Thank you, Jarvix.
Oh.
Yeah, that was super cool and unexpected, and I really appreciated it. That's definitely one of those things where I feel like people are starting to care, and that's really cool. So
Yeah.
please keep caring. It's important.
As a Leotie fan, I was really excited whenever it was on there, too. Was that cringy? I don't mean to be cringy. I just,
No, I
just
I
like your
sent it to
shit.
her. I was like,
it's okay.
look what happened.
Gross.
Sorry. Ew. No, but it was exciting. No, and also that, like, why did it get weird? Sorry, that was loud.
No, you're fine.
But yeah, it was just exciting too. And Jarvix like is really good about getting like local people seen, which is cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love it.
Jarvix, if you're listening. Evan. If you're listening.
Evan.
Evan,
Come talk to me. Let's have you on the podcast.
do it.
Do
Santiago is incredible.
The best.
What else was I gonna say? Is it weird to like have people tell you to your face, "I like your stuff"? Like
You better say
I try my
yes,
best.
'cause you get weird
I try my
every
best to
single
I
time.
accept compliments in the
Don't
right
get
way.
me wrong. Like I like it. I do like it.
Yeah.
But it's weird. I don't know how to process it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't want to tell you thank you for liking me. That's, I don't know. That just seems weird.
Yeah. Or like,
But I mean, if you enjoy the music, I
Yeah.
do appreciate the support for sure.
especially like after a show, whenever people are like, "That was so good," and
You're like, whoa.
yeah,
cool.
but
Yeah.
like, I like the idea that I'm more of an ambivert in that I'm extroverted with people I know and like, but I'm introverted otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like after a show, whenever someone's like, "That was so good," it's either, all right, let's talk about every single song
Right.
that it was.
Yeah.
And did you get it? Did
Yeah.
you grasp the thing that I was putting out?
You know,
And if you don't want to do that, then please walk away because I don't want to do this.
it's almost like, oh my God, I lost my train of thought. It's not that I don't appreciate the compliments or whatever. Like it's great, but it's almost like I'm just ready to go on to the next thing. Like, okay, this is done. If you liked it, cool, then just come out to the next show. But absolutely, like if people want to come up, that's awesome. Don't get me wrong. But it's just weird. It's like I don't expect it. I'm just
Yeah.
ready to do the next show or whatever.
Or like, what am I supposed to do? Like,
yeah.
I love it. Anytime somebody comes up to me, I'm like, give me more compliments. Let's talk about me.
Yep.
Good.
No,
That's
I'm just
her.
kidding. That's not. No, I'm just like, oh, thanks. And then I try to look them in the eye.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah, that's
to me.
hard. That's really hard to do.
Yeah.
I usually just like cross my arms and then start nodding. I'm like, thanks, cool. That's awesome.
I'm
Yeah.
a hugger, so I'll just give them a hug. Anytime
Yeah.
you give somebody a hug, it's like, this
Hugs
is
are
over.
great.
Yeah.
Peace out.
I don't
You
have to
know?
look you in the eye.
Hugs
are
I'm
great.
just hugging you.
Yeah.
I love hugs.
Yeah. This is pretty good. Caleb, plug your stuff.
Playing cedar tree session in March. Don't have the specific date yet, but follow me on Instagram at Leotie Music, and I will post stuff soon. Download karaoke. It's on Spotify and Apple Music, and hopefully I'll release new stuff later this year.
Sweet.
Me. I have an EP called Mama and Pop, so you can listen to it if you want. If you don't, that's okay too.
She's very proud of
And
it.
then
It's really good.
thanks. I have a show in February 1st. Can't talk
I
about
think
that.
that's in the past at this point.
Okay.
When this one comes out.
So if you have a time machine, I have a show February 1st. No, I'm kidding. I think I'm playing the Blue Door with Annie Oakley in March or April. And then that's...
Yep. As soon as you guys
the
get those dates,
furthest.
let me know so that
For
I'm
sure.
meta podcasting right now, and I'm so I can put it in the description of the podcast.
Yes.
We will.
We
Yes, sir.
will. Yeah.
So you, dear listener, know far better than the performers themselves because time is a weird thing.
Yes.
Well, yeah. So I'm Santiago Ramones.
I'm Keathley.
I'm Caleb Starr, aka Leotie.
And you can find everything that I do. It's like a weird script, and so I've said it so often, it's like...
You're killing
But
it.
yeah, you can find everything that I do on my website, santiagoramones.com. You can download my demo, Songs with Words. You can pay money for it or not pay money for it. You can also find this podcast on all of your favorite places. And if it's not on one of your favorite places, let me know. But it's on Apple Podcasts, it's on YouTube, on Stitcher, and on Google Play. And leave reviews and comments and let us know what you think about that conversation. I always end my podcast with my 3 things. Those 3 things shape my life philosophy. Those 3 things are: love never fails, it's going to be okay, I might be wrong,